morning, my knitters. Welcome to Recreational Knitting. My name is Karen. You're always welcome here. I am so glad that you're back or that you've found me recently. I hope you find something that you will enjoy here. I always say that I am a very mediocre knitter, and you're welcome. Yeah, lots of mistakes, lots of silliness, not a whole lot of professionalism, and I have no production assistance, and very little IT talent. So there we go. If that sounds like something you'd enjoy, keep on staying. Anyway, today is February the 26th, 2026. And let's honor and remember the Norwegian World War II Resistance Movement by wearing your red hats for democracy. And I'm going to slaughter this. Menneskeverd and unity. I apologize to all my Norwegian friends. The Menneskeverd is the Norwegian word for the value of the human being, merely for being human. What a great word. Think about that. If you're not familiar, during World War II, the Norwegians began wearing red caps as a sign of resistance to the Nazis who had occupied them. Thursday, February the 26th, 1942, such wearage was outlawed as a form of protest. Therefore, we encourage anyone and everyone, everywhere, to put on a red hat, not that one, in support of democracy, Menneskeverd and unity. If you're not familiar about the red hat and its origins, please go to the Red Hat Factory, which is in Norway, and it's a museum dedicated to the red hats. If you know about this hat, this is called Melt the Ice Hat, and many of us have been knitting and wearing these for the last month. And it's a pattern that you can find on Ravelry. It's $5. And just for your information, I think when I posted about this at the end of January, I said that there were, I think, $250,000 that had been raised for the Women's Foundation of Minnesota Immigrant Rapid Respond Fund, the St. Louis Park Emergency, My Health for Teens and Adults, and other funds have gone through for rent assistance, home care visits, attorney's fees, and other needs for neighbors in the Minneapolis area. And now the total is up to $750,000. $750,000 raised off a cute little hat. So wear yours proudly today. I'm wearing mine in Florida to go to the doctor's. Won't this be fun? It's going to be 70-something degrees, like 78 today. Fortunately, it's not the psychiatrist, or they may put me somewhere. It's the endocrinologist, and they'll just think that I'm cold because I'm hypothyroid. Yes. Anyway, I'm going to take my hat off now and save it for later on in the afternoon. Note to self, don't put this red hat, wool hat on 5 minutes before you set up because it's a little warm. Anyway, that's the first administrative thing out of the box. The second is really important because we're coming to the end of February. And those of you that have been with me a bit know that I'm running a MAL. It's called Finish It February, and we're doing this over on Ravelry under Recreational Knitting Community, and there's a finished object thread, yeah, maybe that too, I don't know, where you can just post your finished objects. Anything that you finish in February, doesn't matter if you started it in February, doesn't matter if just as long as you finished it in February. I have finished a sweater and my husband's slippers. They're the sailor slippers. I had hoped to finish 2 more pairs of socks, but I'll get to that in a minute. So put your pictures there. If you want to chat about it, leave comments about people's like, yeah, you can do this, you've got this. I know that one lady is making a gorgeous sweater over there, and I'm trying to cheer her on every time I get on there. So go over and give her a cheer. You can do this, you've got this. 2 more days. 3 more days if you count, all the way to midnight, February 28th. So yes. So you're welcome to join. Please subscribe. If you do join in on the MAL, I will check. And if you get picked and you're not a subscriber, then I can't send you some lovely yarn. Or maybe a pattern, depending. So yes. Anyway, please get over there and take pictures of your beautiful finished objects and feel proud. And hopefully you'll get a chance to win a prize or 2. Okay. That's number 2. Number 3 is, and I've got to find the web page or I'm going to get the name wrong. Bobblehead Knits and Mandy Vaughn Knits are collaborating on a year-long Yarn Stash Smash 2026. I had to look it up because I cannot remember all of those words. It's a year-long stash make-along for all fiber arts. So I would suggest that you go over to Mandy Vaughn Knits, who is also known as Diary of a Sweater Knitter, and Bobblehead Knits. They're both wonderful podcasters, beautiful people. I love to call them my knitting buddies, and they are encouraging all of us to shop our stash and instead of buying new stuff. And yeah, reduce the overwhelm and all of the things. So, go over to yarnstashsmash.com and find out all the rules and regulations thereof. Sounds like they're pretty loosey-goosey, but it has to come from stash. And they're also having some bonus points if you use the oldest stuff in your stash, if you have a whip from way back. Yeah, they're encouraging you to get back into your pile of stash and your project bags that are staring you in the face, talking about you. So yes, go over there, check it out, and join along. That particular website will show you everything you need to know. So, and make sure you subscribe to both of them. They're great people. Great knitters, great people. Aren't all knitters great? Mostly? Yeah. Except for the people that leave me nasty comments about the red hat. Yeah, well, whatever. 4th administrative is Belinda's Baubles and Mouse Witch Yarn, who is also known as Mouse's Makes for the next month or so. Mandy and Belinda are holding I'm going to get it wrong too, Mandy, Topping Off Mal. Check their podcast out. It goes to the end of March. You're still able to get on there and to win a prize or be entered into that. So check them out, subscribe to them, all the things. All right, and while you're there, subscribe to Recreational Knitting. Yes, please do. I appreciate it. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. It would be great. Now, on to knitting. Now, okay, do I have a finished object? No, I don't. I'm on a knitting ban for the next 4 days. Yes, next 4 days. I had a doctor's appointment, x-rays, functional assessment, and I've been told to rest this hand from knitting. Well, anybody know how to just do left-handed knitting when you really don't use anything but to hold your rings and watch, which I don't even have? That tells you how little I am able to do with it because I need my right hand to put the watch on. Sigh. When it's your primary hobby, I apparently need to find a different hobby that does not include my hands, which is swimming, but it's still chilly here in Florida, and the heated pool just isn't quite heated enough for me. Okay, so that's why I don't have any finished objects, but I do have lots and lots of whips to show you. Maybe not as much progress as I would have preferred. However, we do what we can do. Let me show you that I have two, you know this, I have the two finished socks. Nothing to go with them yet, but those are the two finished socks. This green, which is a Cherry Tree Hill yarn, is probably the oldest stash that I have, and probably the oldest whip that I have. So I was hoping to get that done. Last time I showed you, I had just started, I had just finished, well, I don't think I'd finished the heel flap on this one. So I've done the heel flap, I've done the heel turn, I've picked up the stitches for the gusset, maybe one round around, and that's the extent of it until I found out that this had to be stopped. So there's that. And then the other is a Patton's, and then I don't know what this is. I think it was a mini, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is, but it is definitely a superwash because it was hard to break. Yeah, so it'll be fine for socks, and yeah, who doesn't love a yellow toe? Yellow is not my jam. All right, so the last time I showed you this lovely work in progress, I had finished the heel flap, turned the heel, did the gusset. I'm now down to just the, man, I can't do anything with that hand yet. So I'm down to where I just start knitting round and round. And I took that into the doctor's office on Monday, and he said, yeah, you're going to stop that for a week. It's like, okay. For those of you that are new viewers here, I have arthritis, osteoarthritis, like many postmenopausal women, and do take care of yourself. Take collagen, vitamin D, make sure that you get a bone scan, bone density, all the things. Yes. Anyway, I have osteoarthritis, I have a knee and hip replacement, and I have thumb arthritis. He didn't bother to do the fingers because he said it usually goes hand in hand. Ha ha. That was his joke because he's a hand doctor. Yeah, I'm full of myself today. Anyway, so those were objects that I had really hoped that I would have done by the end of the month. It doesn't look like it unless I really cheat. So yeah, this is it. Okay, those that have been with me a while know that I have also joined in with Angela's YarnNYarns make-along, the 12 cast-ons, but I did a little bit something different as per usual. I did 6 new cast-ons, and then I picked 6 whips that I was going to use as my other 6. So I know that's only 10 fingers, but I don't have any more. There's my thumbs, yes, so there's 12. So I had 6 and 6. So I've been working on things. I have completed so far. I've completed 3 pairs of socks and 3 hats. And I'd hoped to have 2 more socks completed, but that wasn't to be. But I did pick last week that I was going to work on 2 different projects. And this is the Dingley Dell by Isabel Kramer. And that's where I got, I think the last time that I showed you, I was right here. So I made some progress on that before I got yelled at. This might be the project that I got yelled at for, because I was, you know, really trying to get some things done. And this is knitting for Olive. It's a light fingering weight, and it is on size 4 needle. So yeah, I think it's 4. So that's my Dingley Dell. It hasn't gotten a lot of love since Sunday night. And the other one that I had picked to work on, besides my socks and the Dingley Dell, was the Elin, was the Elin bandana scarf, which is basically a Sophie scarf with stripes. I mean, very similar in construction. I haven't done anything on this. So yeah, there's absolutely no progress there. I was going to pick that up the 1st of March, and after my socks were done, and really start to work on that and the Dingley Dell, while I slowly worked on a new pair of socks that were whips. Best laid plans, right? I can put them down in the planner, but shoo, they go out the window. What else have I been doing? Well, before I got that, I did a little, pretty soon, those of you that have been with me for a long time know that I've done this several times to these pairs of socks, and I still have a gappy place here, and I just didn't have yarn to go through it. This is a pair of socks that is my favorite. Got a hole in the toe, got a hole in the heel. This one right now is okay, but you see there's, yeah, on the sole of the foot, and I think there was another one on that, or maybe it was on this one too. Yeah, there's one over here that was on the heel from past, and this, my friends, oh, here's one that's looking real shabby, and I need to probably fix that, if I can do that with my right hand this week. It's very see-through. If it were a garment, I'd have to put a cami on it. But yeah, these are example 1, why you don't make socks out of merino wool. I knew that. I knew that. I knew it needed something for strengthening. But you know what? I loved this yarn so much, and still do. So yeah, this is, so that's something that I guess it is really finished until that gets holy. I don't know. We'll see. Pretty soon I'm going to have to just, you know, pitch them. But until then, I will love them and wear them. Yes, they're my favorite socks ever. And I like it. I mean, they're just a 3x1, you know, and with a little picot edge. They're just so cute. Yeah, they are so cute. Oh, speaking of cute, I forgot to tell you what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the Vibes tee by Tiff Nealon. Boy, that was good. I've made some modifications to this. I did not include a ribbed edging. I just left this as a cast on, and it's all made in roslyn, Cascade roslyn, which is a silk blend. Lovely, except for the hand dyed, which was something it has silk in it as well. It's a beautiful knit. Love it, love it. I like my sleeves to come down a little bit further. Oh, you can tell where I got blood work. Yeah. Anyway. And one last delight is that I have been working on this, I think, since the pattern came out, or close. Not quite, but I keep forgetting about it, basically. This is The Shift by Ange and Mallory. What year did that come out? A long time ago. Well, I bought a kit from Barrett Wool, and these are the colors. And there's smushy wool, beautiful, non-superwash, all the wool that I love. And so I've been knitting along a little bit here, a little bit there on that. I have decided that I'm just going to leave this out in the living room and pick it up and do a few. It's not hard knitting. It's just you have to pay attention. And my happy place right now continues to be stocking it round and round. Kind of a comfort knitting. My brain doesn't work very well right now with all the world burning, and so yeah, there's that. Okay, I'm looking around, and I will show you that I've made a tiny bit of progress on my Tolstati, which I told you I was going to start working on to get it finished. We are going on another cruise in March, and there's a part of a sleeve, and I may continue to cheat with this a little bit so I can get this done so I can take it on the cruise. Yeah, this is made with really old stash Cherry Hill yarn. I had three skeins of this fingering weight, and then I had some like a mini, well, probably 50 yards. That looks like 50 yards. Not 50 yards, 50 grams. Looks like 50 grams. And then, yeah, put a stripe in there just to jazz it up a little bit. So I'd really like to get this done before we go on the cruise. So wish me luck. That means I need to put some other things down, right? Well, my new wonderful friend, Dante, hey, if you're watching, gifted me some yarn last week when we met to knit. And this was what she gave me, plus some other things. But this is some Plymouth yarn that's long been discontinued. But I went, when I saw the beautiful colors. And I immediately searched for a vest pattern. And so far, this is what I have. Making the armholes. This is the back, and this is the top. And what I will do is I will pick up stitches and then come forward with that. So, and I've knit about 60 grams of this today. What is it with ounces with me? Okay. So yes, that has gotten in the way of probably finishing those socks, but you know, new, exciting, and cast-ons are dopamine for the brains that don't function as well when lots of things are burning in the world and you worry about them. Yeah, so that's my new cast-on. I do love it. I cannot remember the name of it. It's by Mary Maker. She has one that she wrote in bulky, which I did several years ago. And I think that's just really pretty. It looks Noro, and we did some research. I feel like there was Japanese writing on the tag on something on the internet. These did not come with tags. So yeah, so it looks like there's a Noro-esque feel to it, to me. It appears to have some silk in it, but mostly cotton and viscose. So yes, so I will continue to work on that. Again, happy place, that's why, yeah, happy, happy, happy place. So hopefully by the next time I post, this will be better and I will have a few finishes. We'll see. I will leave you here. Take care. Please take time to subscribe, like, do all the YouTube-y things. It really does help me. I do appreciate it. And I hope that you'll come back next week to see that I finished a couple socks. Knit in peace.